will probably know what it is that they're looking at.
Feel the sealant on my legs.
Before it was just a high or a low.
Pedaling efficiency seems... You can see the terrain that we're dealing with.
All right, what's up everybody? We're here, not my usual thing to make videos in the summertime. I don't seem to get to those very often, but I'm here today because I have here a yet to be released Top Fuel Gen 4 or 3, I can't remember, or 5, I can't even remember. But anyway, the only reason I have it in my hands is because I broke the frame on the bike that I had bought that was on sale about 1 week in, and was offered this as a warranty replacement option. So I decided, without really knowing anything about this frame, to go ahead and give the new frame a try. There's nothing on the internet about this frame yet that I can see. So having my last bike for such a short amount of time, I think I did 2 rides. I did 1 ride where I had it kind of starting to get dialed in. And then my frame broke. So I'm not even very familiar with the old Top Fuel, but from what I can see and what I can remember, obviously the color and design is different here. You've got this kind of going on down there. Knock block is gone, so they've eliminated that. This looks a little different to me. The tubing here, I believe, is fatter. And we seem to have some added adjustability here down in the high-low setting. So it's probably going to be a high, a low. Like, I think I can flip this and adjust the preload, or the progressiveness, sorry, of the shock, which before was just a high or a low. This looks to be, and I'm going to change this. I'm weird because I'm coming off of, and maybe I'll show you in a second, a Cannondale Scalpel that was 10 years old. And I'm not looking for the super slack geometry that it seems like most people are looking for right now. It's just even in the high setting, it's way more slacked out than what my old bike was. Hold on a second, maybe I'll go get that just to show you. I've had this Cannondale Scalpel here for about 10 years, and it's been good, but it's old. It's old, and I was looking to replace it with something more modern and less worn out than this bike here. All right, so before I go for this ride, I did decide to flip this to high. Sacrilege, like I said, for many, but hey, it's what I want, so we're going with that. You can see I've got my probably 1998, honest to God, might even be older than that, 1998 Shimano SPD pedals on there that have held up for decades and decades. Heavy, 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 but also made of solid metal, so it's lasted. Now, while I was adjusting this, I was thinking to myself, you know, maybe I'll just go around this without really saying anything, just because other people who know the Top Fuel better will probably know what it is that they're looking at, whereas I don't, and all the subtle little kind of changes. So I don't know. I feel like this has gotten bigger and chunkier. I don't know as far as the pivot points, kind of where to compare to or anything like that. It does have 2 bottle mounts. There's one there as well. It didn't come with the frame protector sticky thing there, which I did like. The last one they gave me one of those. Threaded bottom brackets, so everything worked component wise, but yeah, cable routing. I can't even remember how that looked. I do remember that there's more of a line on the head tube where the emblem is, like that followed this line around. Yeah, so feel free to comment down in the comment section on things that you're noticing that are different. Because again, I wouldn't know. I'm looking at this feeling like maybe the bottom bracket might have been kicked back a little bit further. I'm also suspicious when I'm wondering if the seat tube angle might be a little bit steeper as well. But anyway, yeah, can't really say much else because, like I said, didn't have the old one long enough to, and I don't have the old one here to compare against really what the differences are. But when I was changing this to the high, it definitely, so there's like a divider behind this adjustment nut, so you can clearly go high and low, and also high and low with your shock kicked back further. So again, I think that's kind of following with the top fuel, with that, not top fuel, sorry, the Fuel EX with that suspension progressivity adjustment there. So all right, we got the pedals on. We'll see you out there. Okay, heading up the hill on the road. I'll do some of the climbing in the bush, but we're not doing that today. It's getting later, so we're just gonna go up this way. Been back on the Scalpel, so I did ride the old top fuel for a week, then back on the Scalpel, now back on this, and as I mentioned, I did put this in steeper mode, still much slacker on the head angle than the Scalpel was. I think, yeah, the seat tube does feel like it's steepened a bit on this. My knees seem to be coming up closer to the bars. Again, this is coming off of getting reacquainted with the Scalpel. One thing I wonder for all modern bikes is the bars being so much wider than on my old bike. I noticed when I got back on my Scalpel for that week, I think I like the narrower bars. It's just faster input. So, you know, less steering input gives you more adjustment in your line, and it also fits through narrower spaces, obviously, more easily. Old bike had that Fox float rear damper. This has the RockShox. Just looking down at it, because one thing I do like about the RockShox is that it's got the sag numbers on the shock shaft, so you can measure that preload fairly easily. Here comes a coworker of mine. Yeah, so the pedaling efficiency seems pretty darn good. Say a little less than the Scalpel, but who knows? Probably similar enough. Trying to do another cow out here.
Didn't work out. No, it's not working for me right now. I'm under the pressure of you guys watching. Anyway, okay, I'll be back with you on the trail. Going down. An idea. Dropper post is something I've never had before this either, right? So got that, getting used to that. But now that we're in it, you can see the kind of terrain I'm talking about here. And that it's pretty janky, pretty rough and rocky. And I'm going up again because I did that quick little downhill. So a lot of up and down, in here. But yeah, I'd say 120 mils. Is noticeable, over 100 on the scalpel, obviously. Another thing I noticed though too is I have wider tires on my scalpel. Somehow I managed to fit 2.6 something's in there, and I feel like it might have a bit more traction. And I think these are 2.4s. They're noticeably narrower when you're sitting and pedaling on the bike. Another thing, the only thing I'd change out from stock is the grips. I didn't like the stock Bontrager's. These are like a silicone based grip like I had on the old bike. And down again, and by up and down to up and down. Woo! So yeah, I had a silicone based grip on my old bike and I really liked it. And the stock one's pretty slippery. And I do like this extra bit of cush on the hands. I think these ones are called wolf paws, which are apparently the fattest in diameter grip. And I'll tell you, right here, it's so weird. Right there, that's where my old frame, I think, let go. I'm climbing here. Or somewhere right around in here. It's maybe a little further up. Yeah, it wasn't quite there. But it was on this kind of terrain. The smooth stuff. Not the rough stuff. And it felt like my seat just got loose. It cracked where my seat tube is held. You know what? So I think it was right here, right there. I let go. Because I was like, what the heck? Or actually, it was probably right there, exactly right there. Stopped right here, leaned the bike on a tree and investigated. So anyway. Yeah, so I've been kind of working these trails for years now. And they've come a long way. Since the old Oak Cup when we really started riding again. This here is the infamous, there's the dropper. It's called Paul's Pass. This is a really gnarly descent on a full XC bike. It's a gnarly descent on anything really, but I might not ride the whole thing, to be honest. Right now, you can see what I mean by the rock. Might not ride the whole thing. So much easier on this bike than the old bike. The old bike, that was the limits of capability. That one there's called Paul's Pass. You can see the terrain that we're dealing with. Very out westy. We've cut a few different routes down. That's probably the sketchiest drop, which I have never hit. And maybe on this bike, might give it a try. This Paul's Pass is not as unforgiving as it once was. So, yeah. So that was down, obviously. You can see it's definitely not a smooth, flowy type of trail, but the old Scalpel with bigger tires, it's pretty impressive what it could do in here. To be honest, it's just as faster than pretty much anybody else on that one. So, yeah, going up here. So again, back to a climb. It's a very punchy up and down, mostly down because we did all the climbing on the road, but there's multiple descents as we do work our way down. This is a pretty awesome little section of trail they've been developing, and you're gonna see mostly descending starting now. Oh yeah. Super fun, and part of this, I just want to have, at this point, I almost just want to have this video of this bit of trail for them. Not even talk about the bike, because I can't do much more talking about the bike. Ooh, carried a bit of momentum through there, you get a little bit of speed, a little bit of air there. So continuing down, a rock wall, look at this. Northern Ontario, small town, Northern Ontario, Elliott Lake, Ontario. To be exact, I might as well tell you now, I don't think I've said that yet, but you can figure that out from a lot of my mostly snowmobiling videos on this channel. If you're into that kind of thing, a little bit of car stuff, tiny bit of boat stuff, hot day today. Would like to have been in the boat for a bit, but too busy with side jobs again. Oh my God, getting back from a family holiday as well, family camping trip. And I think I might have just given myself a flat. I don't know. I did, I can, damn it. Feel the sealant on my legs. Not running enough air in these skinny tires. Damn it. There it is. I was hoping she'd seal up, but first ride on the new ride. Where is that? Can I make it seal? Maybe walking out from here. No, well. Yeah. Damn. That's life, eh, folks? I do have a tube and some air. I don't want to monkey with it right now. to be honest. Not in here anyway. Maybe out here. I wonder if that's holding now. Frig, it's tempting to give it a shot of air. Let's sit and dry for a minute. Let's do a little bit of walking. Anyway, I don't know. Hopefully you took something out of this video, whether it be about the new Top Fuel Gen, whatever this is. I'll have to put that in the thumbnail or the title. The new one anyway for 2024. Or the style of riding that we have here in Elliott Lake, Ontario. Right out your back door. I rode from my, I didn't drive anywhere. I just ride right from my house. So that's kind of the beauty of these smaller towns. Alrighty. We'll see you in the next one.